Partial in-ear headphones are inherently at a disadvantage compared to in-ear monitors. Because they don't create a seal, it's hard for them to pump in a lot of bass, give you any sound isolation whatsoever, and just ultimately provide a sound that is bass rich. But can the Haylou Moripods overcome this deficit? My name is Mitchell. I'm fluent in tech, so you don't need to be. And if you want to go ahead and support the channel, I'll have affiliate links down below. And as always, if you guys want to talk to me about this, Twitter is the best place to do so. Now, in full disclosure, Haylou sent these out to me to review. And as always, just because the company sends them out to me doesn't mean I'm going to give them a positive review. In the past, I've given a lot of Haylou products negative reviews, and I really appreciate it when a company can take criticism and continue to support creators. Thank you, Haylou. First, let's start off with a few of the features. These are going to feature the Qualcomm 3040 chipset. It's the newest chipset, meaning you get Bluetooth 5.2, adaptive aptx, which is supposed to give you better sound quality and reduced lag when playing games or watching movies, along with CVC 8.0, or clear voice capture. Headphones themselves offer 6 hours of battery life with up to 24 hours total with the included case. The case charges via USB-C. And speaking of the case, let's talk about the construction and overall build quality. If these headphones look familiar, it's because Haylou is a Xiaomi subsidy company along with QCY, and they've all been reusing the same exact case design now since the Xiaomi Mi Air 2S true wireless headphones that I reviewed up here. That said, the case itself, there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. It feels well made. The lid stays open when you open it, and it's a nice kind of magnetic open enclosure. The headphones themselves offer a mix of glossy and matte plastic, and the actual materials used are something I want to talk about really brief because I particularly like them. The matte part up at the top gives you an area where you can go ahead and touch the headphone so that you know that you're touching the control area, where if you touch the lower part and the stem, it doesn't do anything. Now, speaking about the design, I have larger ears because I'm a Western male, obviously. That said, these headphones, I found I have to constantly readjust in my ear because the portion that actually goes into my ear isn't that big. I much preferred the overall fit and comfort of the Soundpeats True Air 2 as well as the Tronsmart Onyx Ace. I found that both of those headphones did a better job of staying in my ear overall. Now, this does play into part when we start talking about sound quality. I'll have a link in the description to where we're going to talk about sound quality with that timestamp. But overall, when these headphones are fully sat in my ear, the sound quality for them is okay. But the moment they begin to move around, because of that design, the sound quality goes downhill and goes downhill fast. Other things to note, each headphone has one microphone to work with, that CVC 8.0. There's an LED indicator light at the top of the headphone, which is nice because it's not on the side. It's a little bit more sleek and a little bit less obtrusive. And overall, I have really not much negative nor anything overwhelmingly positive to say about these headphones. At their given price point, the materials for them are good. The design of them is okay, although for bigger people like myself, they're probably not going to be that comfortable nor stay in your ears that well. But for smaller people, smaller ears, I think that these headphones will work all right, without talking about too many of the limitations that come into having that partial in ear. Now, as always, I'm going to have a gaming and latency test for you guys, along with a mic test for you right now. In the M1 iMac chip and the chip that powers my computer, and I just want to get this out of the way. So inside right now, it's not that noisy. Got the windows open, but let's go ahead and give you guys some irregular background noise so you can see how these headphones do with passing cars, horns, motorbikes, and let's take you down to the balcony. And as you guys can hear right now, the microphone quality with this irregular background noise is okay. You can definitely still hear stuff outside. But let's go inside to give you guys some simulated crowd noise to see if that's any better. Okay guys, now we're inside. We have some simulated constant crowd noise, not much irregularity to the sound. And I think that these headphones, again, are completely usable. Not super high tier, but the microphone definitely is good at blocking out a medium amount of background noise. If you guys want something better, you're gonna need to spend more money and get something like the Elovox Clear. And I'll have a video review for you guys of those up here. Now, gaming and latency, I thought on these was acceptable. Watching YouTube videos with these is really, really good actually, and I enjoy using these while editing videos on my computer. And I've actually used these quite a bit when teaching online and using these for Zoom calls and teaching young kids. I have found that the overall mic quality of them is totally acceptable, especially given the fact that I don't have a completely quiet office. My office is flanked with windows on a busy street. And I think the CVC and the microphone combination hits that sweet spot, especially at the price point. Now, let's talk about sound quality. Now, one of the inherent disadvantages to the partial in-ear headphones is gonna be the fact that they can't make a seal and pump in that bass and sub bass. And that is really, really apparent with these headphones because when tuning them, in order to get more bass, you're gonna have to kind of overcompensate for that in the design and in the tuning of the 12mm driver. That said, when the headphones are stuck perfectly in my ear and my office is quiet at nighttime, they sound okay. They don't have a ton of bass and it definitely features more mids and highs, but the moment I open up the windows and I step outside, I have to turn up the volume. And honestly, that's when they become a little bit less favorable. Because of the way they're tuned, if I want to get bass or any thump out of them, I have to turn it up to the point where the highs become a bit uncomfortable. If you're listening to podcasts, which I do a lot, these headphones actually offer you really, really good voice response because more often than not, the podcast voice isn't super low, which is why I have really enjoyed these in a relatively quiet office environment for podcasts and for teaching. But if you're looking for a pair of headphones specifically for music or electronic music or hip hop music, these headphones are probably not gonna be what you want. If what you want is an alternative to AirPods to use in a relatively quiet environment for calls, online meetings, and listening to music and podcasts, I think that these headphones would be totally fine. And at their price point, I could definitely justify buying them specifically to use with my computer in this kind of controlled environment. But if I could only purchase one pair of headphones, it probably wouldn't be these, based on their shortcomings in other real-world usage. In fact, at their price point, I would definitely buy the Haylou W1 over them because the Haylou W1 offer a pop-up animation for a Xiaomi device, indicator lights, dual drivers with a Knowles balanced armature driver, 4 microphones at a price point that's quite close. And if you guys want me to do a head-to-head comparison between the Moripods and the Haylou W1, I'd be happy to do that and comment down below. If you guys want me to do a spec comparison and stuff like that, let me know on Twitter. And if you guys want to purchase these, I'll have links. As always, it's been Mitchell. Thanks to Haylou for sending these out and continuing to work with me. Peace.